Have you ever wondered how a fishing pole is set up? In today's speech, I will demonstrate how to set up a fishing pole, a brief history of the fishing pole, and how fishing can help your mental well-being. For today's speech, I'm going to be setting up an ugly stick fishing pole. It's a two-piece rod. It's a pretty simple setup. Now, let's begin setting it up. You will need a fishing pole, a reel, and line. For the sake of the speech, I have already reeled up line onto my fishing pole. All right, now to get started, you have to put this is a two-piece rod, so you have to line the rod and put the rod together. You have to make sure that the eyelids of the rod are lined up so you can spool your line through them. Now you might think that this rod is flimsy or it's not as good as any other traditional one-piece rod, but it's fine due to friction. The rod stays together and won't fall apart on you. Now, to begin spooling line through your eyes, you need to open the bail of the fishing pole and pull some line out. This will allow for easy line pulling. You just guide the line through each eye of the fishing pole, like so. Perfect. Now that we have put line through the eyes of our fishing pole, we can now start to talk about lures to tie onto this line. There are many different kinds of lures, as you see in my tackle box here, but today's lure we will be using what is called a rooster tail. It is a quick, common used spinnerbait. Oh, my bad. There's a little shiny piece of metal that gets fish's attention and causes that strike in the water from fish. There are many different colors of lures, like this gold lure, and these different colors of lures are best used in different days, like sunny or cloudy days. All right, now let's begin to tie on our lure. Today, we will be tying a polymer knot, which is strongly considered one of the strongest knots by most anglers. You start by sticking your line through the little eye of the lure, making sure you pull about 12 inches of line out so you get maximum, you can make sure that you get the maximum strength out of your knot. Then you take your line and you put it back through the eye of the lure. Sorry. All right, now that your line is doubled up through your lure, you are going to bring it about halfway, so about 6 inches on each side, and then you will cross it over like so. Now you have a little loop. You bring the loop through the other loop, and now you have a simple knot on your hook. But you have this extra loop you bring around the lure. Careful not to poke yourself with any of the hooks. Sorry. All right. This is tough. Sorry, guys. Perfect. There we go. All right. Now that your loop is through, pull tightly. And now you have one of the strongest knots in fishing. And then you just cut your tag end of the line off, like so. Very dull scissors. Wow. All right, pretend that got cut off. Sorry. Very dull scissors today. And now you have yourself your rod and lure set up. But let's go over a brief history of the fishing pole. This rod is made out of fiberglass and graphite. It is very strong, but rods have not always been like this. They were traditionally made out of sticks or bamboo. Very generic fishing pole. But as we move on into the 1900s, this is when fishing poles started to become more advanced and more plastics, fiberglass, and other materials were used to make fishing rods. This is also when more lures became popular too. Traditionally, people would just use worm and hooks like I have here. Just a traditional hook and worm. But more people started to create other different kinds of lures. This helped broaden fishing as you could catch different types of species better or target specific species of fish. In the early 2000s, fishing became a very popular sport. The fishing industry was booming. It still is booming this is one of many people's favorite pastimes or hobbies. Now let's get into the mental benefits of fishing. Fishing is very peaceful. Often you sit out on a lake, don't really have to do much, and you can just sit there, sit with your thoughts, clear your mind, and fish. This also helps with physical activity. Often people do a lot of walking, a lot of casting. This really helps with get a good brisk exercise in while having fun. This also helps with connection. This often is a point of talking for many people, helps connect people together, many anglers, and it can help you if you fish for sport, you can meet many people through that too. Now that we have set up the rod and the reel, we've talked about a brief history of the fishing pole, and we have went over a quick mental benefit from fishing. We now know how to rig up a fishing pole. Thank you.